Good evening. Day 14. Put yourself into a better place. I'm Robert Gibbons. As always, I am in honor and awe of my mother Dorothy and my father Robert, my grandparents Garcia and Maddie, my grandfathers Jethro and Sammy Ashe. So wonderful just to be in your virtual company, to be able to read the work of other people that I know and I don't know, to be able to explore the entire literary world. If you're obsessed like I am about reading hundreds of poems a day, it increases who you are. You can include that in your own journey. And I'm so proud of the work that's being accomplished while reading these poems. And so tonight, as we resurrect Voices for the New World, tonight's segment is dedicated just to that. Resurrecting new voices, old voices, historic voices, classic voices, in order to just bide our time doing this exile, this shut-in. And in some ways, it's a good thing. The first title I pulled tonight to include these voices in the new world is the poet Gary Snyder, Rip Rap, and the Cold Mountain Poems. Gary Snyder and Rip Rap and the Cold Mountain Poems. His poem is entitled Late Snow and Lumber Strike of the Summer of '54. Whole towns are being shut down, hitching the coast road, only gypsos running their beat trucks. No logs on gave me rides. Loggers are all gone fishing, chainsaws in a pool of coal oil on back porches of 10,000 split-shake houses. It's quiet in summer rain, hitch north all of Washington, crossing and recrossing the passes blown like dust, no place to work. Climbing the steep ridges below, shook sands, clumps of pine, and float out the fog, no place to think or work. I'm drifting on Mount Baker alone, in a gully of blazing snow, and cities down the long valleys west thinking of work, but here burning in sun glare, below a wet cliff, above a frozen lake. The whole Northwest is on strike, and there are black burners cold. The green chain still, I must turn and go back, caught on a snow peak between heaven and hell, and stand in line in Seattle looking for work. And the title of that poem is The Late Snow and Lumber Strike of the Summer of '54 of Gary Snyder, Rip Rap, and Cold Mountain Poems. Thank you, Gary, for blessing us. I have read this poet for many years, and I'm very, very proud to read from his title tonight. It's called Images of Kin by Michael S. Harper. Images of Kin by Michael S. Harper. Images of Kin. The title of this poem is called Smoke. Smoke is my name for you. Gray, crystalline hammocks of smoke in your scowls, wavering over linoleum of flowers, making bread to kill the starter, yeast in a coal oven, your thoughts on film. Prints of my daughter in the playhouse, quick of fire in frame, songs memorialized as a puzzle in the making of bread in 9 unbasted tins. In a new crafted darkroom, your hands swimming in the 6-foot sink, fiberglassed over planks of wood as the coffin of your father, whose heart turns in the suturing fingers of a medical student learning of thrombosis. Your hands throb the images with old chemicals that won't work their magic of bringing back his face. His top shelf of broken teeth caving in, his thick fingers poised at his belt buckle. Your last sigh, like his, slightly bloody. The top lip, sink where the heart leaps in the dusty manure of horses, his loose boots, the lunch eating and chatter, churning no more. A new batch of dough rises in tins to such comfort of the heated oven, an image bakes in the body of the 6-foot sink, and when he stands up in your enlarger, he will ask for butter, cut you the heel, look for the jam, as if the light a match in the name of smoke demanding his spot in your photo album. The title of this poem is called Smoke, and it's from Images of Ken by Michael X. Harper. Thank you, Michael, for blessing us. We are so consistent and so insistent that we understand the energy and understand the times that we live in. And we try to read and understand what people are thinking. So this is why we're reading from many voices in this new world. This next voice is a very, very important voice to me because he was my professor, and I studied under him. He is a mentor. He is a friend, and I'm just really proud to be able to read his work, to share his work with my audience. It means so much. And that's Clay from Professor David Groff. Clay. And I will read from Professor David Groff's book, Clay, 2 Men Dead in 1995. 2 Men Dead in 1995. You recede into your dead millennium as remote as Reagan or Rommel. Now that upscale men don't die in mass and their disease has gone discreet. Your passion is antique, your shouts static. You might as well have died in the towers. Another disaster student half remember. How embarrassing you embarrass me. You with your absurd Doc Martens, your shorts of hem denim, the memoed leaflets blued to cloud, your neck chains, your deadlines, your youth with its squirmy whiffs of housemen, that brick of foam, the absence of tattoos, your bad luck, your deconstruction, the retro sideburns not yet retro now, your young dumbness, your skeletal fingers pointing, your mouth sewn shut, your wirelessness. 2 Men Dead in 1995, and that's from my mentor and dear friend, Professor David Groff, and his book is called Clay. Thank you, David, for blessing us. I thought I would end with a voice that's very, 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 very unique, but also very special to me. And that's Federico Garcia Lorca. And I'm going to read one poem from Lorca's selected works entitled The Return. From Lorca, The Return. I'm coming back. It's called The Return. I'm coming back for my wings. Oh, let me come back. I want to die where it's dawn. I want to die where it's yesterday. I'm coming back for my wings. Oh, let me get back. I want to die where it's origin. I want to die out of sight of the sea. Oh, let me get back. And that is from Federico Garcia Lorca, his selected works. The title of his poem is called Return. Tonight, I hope that I don't overwhelm you. This is just a small little give back to the community, and hopefully you're inspired to begin your own projects or read the work of your friends or build community or start your own creative project. And so I hope that if you like what I'm doing, you will use the subscription button and subscribe to this channel. And also you will reach out to your friends and your community and to people, and you will build community. And so I just want to again share the titles that I read tonight. Gary Snyder, Rip Rap and Cold Mountain Poems. Rip Rap and Cold Mountain Poems. Thank you, Gary, for blessing us. And then I read Images of Kin by Michael S. Harper. Thank you, Michael, for blessing us tonight. And then my professor and mentor, Professor David Groff, Clay. Thank you, David, for blessing us. And I ended with Federico Garcia Lorca, his selected works, Return. Thank you so much. I hope that you're thriving and dreaming and developing into the glory that you will become. This is day 14. Put yourself into a better place. I'm Robert Gibbons.